Presiding officer.
All right, welcome DTM Toastmasters to our July meeting. I'm excited to be the presiding officer for the next Toastmaster year. This is an exciting year for us. And it is going to be an exciting year, I think, for a lot of us because I know for Bill and I and Ying Ming as well, this is going to be interesting for me to be a club officer in different districts with now different trios, different kind of, I don't want to, we're just, as we all move forward into our new districts, I'm finding that not every district is doing things the same way. And I'm learning to be flexible. I'm learning to kind of ride the waves. And I'm also learning to code switch. So when I'm in 206, I'm figuring out that I need to be thinking in a 206 frame of mind. And then as I come over into the 203, because I wanted to have a conversation about club officer training tonight. So I was reaching out to the division director and he was kind of able to answer some questions, but not necessarily. How can I help you the best right now? Okay, good job. So I'm looking forward to learning with you and from you this year. And as I look at the room, I think I'm the only one in the room that has not achieved DTM, at least in this space right here. Well, Bill, you guys have done all the work though, right? You guys have done all the work. It's just a matter of waiting for the paperwork to process. So it'll be interesting. I think it's going to be a fun year. So I also know that it looks like we need to bring in that next layer of mentees right now as we continue to move forward. So with that, I want to do we have the club mission is we to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in a greater self-confidence and personal growth. Yingming, you beat your target arrival by half an hour. It's good to see you.
Well, the other meeting turned out to be got a little boring, so I just let somebody else run the meeting. Let's put it that way. Don't say it too loud, okay?
It's good to see you. How about that?
If I was a host, I just make somebody else host, and I say I gotta go to the other meeting.
Well, I am going to turn things over to our Toastmaster so we can get our roles filled and then move on with our agenda items. Miss Mary Olson, DTM.
Thank you, illustrious President Sherry Morrow. Um, as you say, every chapter and every club and every division does things differently. So I will follow as best I can. And if I have a faux pas, please don't hesitate to tell me how we do it if I can do it better. But as Toastmaster tonight, we are going to have two wonderful, outstanding speeches. As you know, Gavin and Bill have done a lot of work to get that DTM done. And I am having the pleasure of also being Gavin's evaluator tonight. So as the other functionaries are, Ming Ying will be doing table topics. Sherry, you will be being the timer tonight. And seeing we have no new members or guest, I don't think we have to go through what exactly each role is. We all know what those role is. Bill, you have your hand up. What would you like to say?
I don't know who my evaluator is.
Oh, you know what, Bill? Thank you. Bill does need an evaluator because Gavin has one, but Bill does not. Is anybody willing to volunteer to be Bill's evaluator?
Do you really need an evaluator? You look fine.
I mean, we could do a round
I
table.
could do it.
Okay,
So I
Ning Ning, you're
figured out
willing
a
to do
budget.
it
Yeah.
along with
I
your
will
other
send you the
duties and
evaluation
table
form
topics.
later.
Okay, so
I will,
you,
I have the
Ning Ning, you will
evaluation
be
form.
Bill's evaluator. Thank you so much. So we have all our roles filled at this time. Let's just double check them. Um, general evaluator, evaluators, timers, table topics. Yes, we're doing very well for just having 5 of us on screen tonight. So let's go ahead and get Gavin's speech ready to go. His pathways is distinguished Toastmaster. His project time is 8 to 10 minutes. The conclusion of my DTM project. Tonight, Gavin is incredibly excited to discuss with all of us benefits achieved by he and his team during his last Toastmaster year. As part of his DTM project, many clubs in the former District 33 were contacted and helped. Gavin expects to formally acquire his DTM this summer. Gavin, conclusion to my DTM project, 8 to 10 minutes long. Let's turn it over to Gavin.
Why, thank you, Mary, and good evening, everyone here at DTM Toastmasters. So, Mary, like you were saying, I am here tonight to talk to you all about the conclusion of my epic year-long DTM project. So, all this sort of started last summer when I first joined the club. It was Debbie's suggestion, and I got in touch with Jim Kearney. You all know Jim, and he was my DTM mentor. And back in the summer, we devised an idea for my big DTM project, which was Jim said, I want us to help out a lot of clubs in the former District 33, either add members as needed or sign up with coaches. And so that's what we did. And he's like, Gavin, this is going to be such a big project that I want you to have a team working under you. So that's what we did. And I gave the introductory speech a long time ago, part one. And I just want to refresh your all's memory a little bit about the project. So we worked with 3 different tiers of clubs. The first tier I call my club survival tier. These were clubs that were under 8 members. And as you probably know, if you have under 8 members, you risk being suspended. And so working with me on this were my friends Kathy Weiner and Greg Morrow. And our goal was to get these clubs to 8 or more. And so fairly early on, Greg reached out to me via email. He's like, Gavin, I know all about your project, and I think it could be helpful if you serve on the club retention committee. And so he explained what that was, and he made me the chair, and we met once a month on Zoom, and um and we would talk about all these clubs with under 8 members, and Greg would say he would divvy it up, and so each attendee would contact a certain number of clubs. And so that's what we did, and it was so helpful. And the other day I compiled some numbers, so some deliverables so you can see what we did during this year. And there were a lot of clubs that we sort of had our eye on throughout the year that we thought were in danger of getting suspended. And according to my numbers, out of all the clubs that we had our eye on, we helped 26 of them get 8 or more members. So I'm just incredibly proud of us, and I'm incredibly grateful to Greg. Um, and Kathy for helping me out. And so that was that tier. Tier two was called my club coaching tier. And those are clubs with 12 members or less. And the club coach is an experienced Toastmaster who takes the club under their wing, that sort of thing. And from my home club, Ventura Toastmasters, I had Coda Delgado and Joe Palladino working with me. And Coda has sort of helped out the Hollow Hollow Club. And fairly early on, my friend Pete O'Brien reached out to me and said, um, Gavin, I am the club coach chair. Do you want to be the club coach co-chair? And I said, yes. And so we worked really hard this last year, and we helped a total of 12 clubs in the district get signed up with coaches. And I was just so proud of us for doing that, and it's been very helpful. And he is just so knowledgeable about coaching. And I even signed up to coach a club myself, Ventura Chamber Toastmasters, and they recently reached distinguished. So I'm very proud of that. And then finally, tier three is the charter strength tier. These were clubs with between 13 and 19 members. We wanted them to be up to 20. That's known as charter strength. I found out when I helped sponsor a new club last summer, Pathfinders in AI, you need 20 members for that sort of thing. So helping me on this were my two friends, Justin Sankey from Ventura Chamber Toastmasters. I've known him for 2 years now. My other friend, Chris Hempelman, who already has his DTM, so he's very knowledgeable about the process. And what I would do is every few months I would tabulate everything, go on Google spreadsheets, and say these are all the clubs in the district with between 13 and 19 members. And then Chris and Justin would take turns signing up. And so we helped out a lot of clubs. We helped out a total of 6. I personally kept an eye on Ventura Toastmasters, where I'm the co-president. At that club, we are now President's Distinguished with 22 people. And Justin got a hold of the White Hatters Club. They are now at 25 members and are distinguished. Chris got a hold of Linguistic Links. And he also joined some of these clubs as well. The base there was 13, now they're at 16 and distinguished. Supper Club, base 12, now at 15, distinguished. Olive Branch Orators, base 8, now at 9. And Pathways Masters, base 9, now at 12, distinguished. A Supper Club is distinguished as well, by the way. And so I added all this up and I discovered that we held a total of 44 clubs. And in the District 33, the last I heard, there were 116 clubs. So I want to say that's about a third of all of them. I'm so proud of what me and my team accomplished over this year. And Jim and I were talking by phone, and he's like, this project has been so lucrative that I want to keep it going in perpetuity. So he said, I want the person who's doing it to change out every summer. And so that's what we're doing. And then that person will have a year till next summer to get their DTM project accomplished. And so I have already picked my successor, who will be Justin Sankey. He seems very into it. And, he already knows about it because he served in the tier 3 group. And so he's going to be leading this team this next year, getting his DTM project accomplished. And I just wanted to say that it was really rewarding for me, and I think we did a really good job. Thank you all.
Well, Gavin, that is amazing what you managed to do. And I am so proud that I'm going to be the one to give you your final evaluation on that because I just feel that you did an awesome job. And with that, we're ready to move on to Bill, who also has done an awesome job because I had the pleasure of working with him on his project a little bit, and I enjoyed that so much. And Bill is also present. He is using presentations mastery, elective level 5, lessons learned 5 to 7 minutes. The conclusion of my DTM project, lessons learned, is his title. In this speech, Bill will describe his experience with organizing a club coach and club mentor training events. He will describe his initial trepidation and intimidation about fulfilling this task. He will further describe how team building is essential to success in projects of this kind. Finally, he will describe some of the lessons learned during this effort. Again, Bill's speech is titled The Conclusion to My DTM Project, Lessons Learned, 5 to 7 minutes. Take it over, Bill.
Well, thank you very much, Mary, and thanks to all of you. Everyone on this meeting, on this call, has been of assistance to me in my DTM project. So this is really appropriate. I can say thank you to all of you all at once. Before I begin, I want to ask a question of all of you. How many of you ever volunteered for something? How many of you volunteered, didn't know exactly what you volunteered for, but you volunteered? May I say that I don't generally volunteer. However, last summer, Jim Kearney asked me if I'd be willing to take on this project. And I thought about it for just a moment. I said, well, I trust Jim Kearney quite a lot. So I said yes. And then it hit me. I had a task in front of me that I had no idea how to fulfill. And I had conversations with Jim about it, is you don't have to do everything. You don't have to present. You don't have to do all of the work, but you have to structure the event. It became clear that I could not accomplish this by myself. And that required me to reach out to others and to learn how to build a team. I generally work in my own life as a solo operator. Team building is a skill that is valuable and needs to be exercised more frequently, particularly among my clients who are also sole operators often in terms of being farmers. They like to do what they want to do, and that's kind of where it stops. In any case, with this project, I found myself building a team. Our goal was to provide 4 presentations of a club coach and club mentor training event. Club coaches would assist clubs, existing clubs who were in difficulty, to grow and prosper and achieve at least 8 members. And club mentors are people who would wish to assist brand new, newly formed clubs to learn the ropes of Toastmasters. You can select either a role as a club coach or club mentor for people who are interested, and they can be assisted by the work that Gavin did with being assigned to clubs. In any case, we planned 4 events: September 27th, November 22nd, February 21st, and May 23rd. I'll talk about those a little bit more, but I want to emphasize the outsized gratitude I have for everyone who assisted me in this project. These include Dr. Angelina Dickey, Yumi Sprague. I should say what they did. Angelina was promoting the event on the District 33 website. Yumi posted our digital flyer on that website. We had Pete O'Brien as a presenter for coach mentoring, and we had Mary Olson as a mentor coach. She did the presentation for mentors. On the 23rd of May, Roxy Patterson substituted for Pete O'Brien. Yingming Li, who's a part of this meeting now, is our Zoom master for 2 of the meetings. Unfortunately, he couldn't attend in May, but we covered that spot with Greg Morrow. Chris Hempelman was our timer and breakout room rant manager on each of the events. Sherry Morrow is our president here, and she has a talent for Canva that impresses me completely. And she did a marvelous job creating and then updating our digital flyers. Thank you, Sherry. It was really great. Greg was our, as I said, our Zoom master for the May event. Jim Kearney provided ample moral support and cheerleading and also some useful guidance. And Gavin Hafner, thank you, Gavin. You also did the same. We had some conversations together about how best to manage these things. This was the team that came together. It was kind of an organic kind of thing. I needed help. I said, who can do the task that I had on my mind at the moment? So I reached out to the people I thought who could do the things that I wanted them to do and asked them politely if they would be willing to help Bill Jones. You know, they all said yes. Everyone said yes. We had these lessons. You have to delegate, you have to delegate, you have to delegate. And in the process of delegation, you build your team. That's the second one. You have to be clear about the actions that should be taken by your collaborators. Be explicit about what you want from the collaborators. And then execute. Sometimes you have to execute even when all of the pieces are not put together. Our February 21st event was scratched. We only had 3 people inscribed. And I felt like, my word, I don't know, you probably all know about halitosis. I don't know if halitosis can be communicated over the internet, but I thought there might be something about me that was not working. In any case, it's not about me. It's about getting the message out. And the savior in that was Sherry Morrow, who said, Bill, after they've taken the course twice, they're not going to come back 3 times. So I had to invent a new marketing strategy and reach out to other districts. And that worked in our May 23rd presentation. In conclusion, we have to be clear about the vision, what it is we want to accomplish. In this case, it was making people aware of the club coach and club mentor training opportunity and soliciting people who want to learn how to do that and perform in that role. We have to be team oriented because we cannot do it individually. It's too much of a job. If we do those things, we have success. We now have 24 attendees in the first, 31 in the second, the third was a scratch, and 20 on the third, for a total of 75 people who attended. And that list has been given to Greg Morrow and to Gavin Hafner, and I thank everyone involved. It was a tremendous experience for me, a tremendous confidence booster as well. Thank you.
Bill, another wonderful speech, and you also did a marvelous job on your project. So we are now ready to move on to our illustrious table topics master, Yingming, DTM. Are you ready to stump us with some of your questions?
Certainly. Now, you all are familiar with table topics. So I will ask the question, call the person, and you can answer it. Now, since this talk about new Toastmaster year, so let's think about it. What we're gonna plan or do for this Toastmaster year? So that's simple, right? So the first one is, what is your goals in the Toastmaster year? This coming year from July 1st, we already started to June 30th. What kind of goals you're looking at to accomplish? This one I'm going to ask Sherry.
What are my goals for this year? Well, my first goal is to find a regular meeting time for my area directors, which is combined with filling the last vacant area director position in Division A. I believe that leadership begins with collaborative discussions, and right now everything is just being pushed out in an email, and there's an occasional email that comes back, but we're not having conversations. We're not sitting and getting on the screen and having those collaborative discussions. So it's a lot of just sit and gets, and I get information and then I push it out. I get information and I push it out. And I want to be able to have our executive council meeting conversations. So right now we haven't even set goals as a leadership group in order to determine how to achieve them. And neither have we received our district goals. I want to be very member focused as a district and division. My goal is to be focused on the members' experience. So looking at the moments of truth, how can we leverage those members' moments of truth and the club success plans? I really want to have eyes on those two documents at the club level, because I think if we're looking at the how, the what will happen. So if we focus on that how and we're focused on the members, then greatness will just come naturally. So I don't have the goal, but I know what I want to do. Thank you for that question.
Thank you very much. Now, regarding to this club, for this year, what do you want to learn and what do you want to contribute? What do you want to take this club to? This one is for Mary as a VPE.
Ying, I think I want to, what I've felt is that I have one very strong home club, and a lot of you know that I'm with Shop Talk and they've been around for 31 years. But I have the same desire for this club, and that is to help us in some way motivate people who may be afraid to take that jump to get their DTM, because we have to build some relationships with some of those people that may be thinking about that but are afraid. Because a lot of it comes from whether or not we, as members who already have it, can make that person feel encouraged and realize, even this whole statement, you're not alone, they have to realize that it is definitely true. There are enough of us here who have gone through this experience, have projects we can share, have ideas we can share, and be there for other people. And I think just like my other club, they have something to offer. We have something very special to offer. And I want to make sure that the message gets out more. And so we have to work together as a team to see how we can get more visible to the other clubs that may not give the kind of service and relationships that we can give as a DTM club. And so that's what I want to focus with our club next year. Get people to know that it's not a scary thing to get your DTM, because you have enough people who have gone through it too, who are willing to help you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's see. I could ask Sherry for that because it's VP membership. However, okay, now third question. Now, with this, all the skill you have learned through the DTM program and everything else, how are you going to apply this skill into your career? This is for Bill Jones.
Well, thank you for the question, Ying Ming. The first thing I think I've learned is that if I have a message that I want to communicate to someone, I can focus on the message and focus on the audience and have success in communicating that information or that message. That's important to me for farmers in our valley. Some of them are struggling right now, and I think there's an opportunity to make things better for them, at least on the expense side of their operations. I like the idea that we can become what I call citizen orators, people who can formulate an idea and then express that idea coherently and succinctly so that anyone can understand it. If we go one step further and motivate the audience to a call to action, we can make real progress, I believe. And this is important in agriculture because there's a lot of moving parts in that industry, and we need to make certain that they stay moving. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much. So I'm not going to call the ghost. Is it the baby? It's the ghost, right? She's not there, right?
Correct, she's not there.
Okay, I just look at it and said, okay, so last one, I guess, Gavin, you cannot escape out of that, right? So the
Yes.
question is this coming year, which district are we in? 206, 203? This club is in 203, right? Gavin, I know you're in the other Venturi, whatever, that's 202, right? So the
Yes.
question to you is, what kind of impact you want to do to the districts you are in? Tell us about that. What you plan to do to help the districts out. Since you got your DTM now, you're gonna get your DTM.
Uh, yes. Yes. Thank you, Ying Ming. Well, like you were saying, I'm a member of clubs in multiple districts now. My home club, Ventura Toastmasters, is in 202, and I'm planning on continuing as the co-president there. My friend Lucas, that's gone really well, and um, I'm also planning on being there for Justin when he, takes the reins of my project. I told him, I will be there and Jim Kearney will be there to help him and everything. And I don't know which district he is planning on working with, or if multiple, I'd have to ask and see. Um, but I just really like Toastmasters, and I've been a member for over a decade now. I joined Ventura Toastmasters back in 2014, and I'm really happy to be getting my DTM. And I'm so excited to see what this next year brings. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I asked everybody one question already. I'm assuming that's end of it. So I will return the control to our Toastmaster, Mary.
Thank you. Good. Thank you, Ying Ming. And that was great. The questions were really appropriate when we're talking about our Toastmasters year. Now I'm going to turn it over to Gavin. And what do we have for committee reports, Gavin?
Um, Pete O'Brien had told me he was going to come. I think ostensibly to talk about coaching, but I don't think he can make it. It looked like he had the kind of medical thing. Um, and then DTM project, it looked like Bill and I both reported back on that. I don't have any membership updates. Does anyone have any club sponsor or mentor updates? They know of anyone who's sponsoring or mentoring a new club?
Not currently, but it seems like some of us will probably wind up doing that this year. With the start of July, it's just new for some of our clubs, and I know that many of us are in multiple clubs, and that's probably going to come up. In one of my clubs, another member took on a brand new member today to mentor them. But as far as knowing something more about that, and if there's any new clubs to be mentored, I'm sure we'll get into that as we get further into this year. Now on to Sherry. Anything about mentor report, Sherry? We've just had two wonderful speeches from people who were mentored.
So I need someone to coach me through what that would look and sound like, because what is that from the mentor? Because we don't have any mentors that are currently in our meeting.
No, we don't. And the thing is that normally, the mentors in the past have been pretty much Debbie and Jim. And I think that what's going to happen now, as the others of us are DTMs, we will be taking on some mentor positions
Mentees,
with
right?
different people. Yes. Yeah.
So as you take on mentees, then we would restructure this piece.
Yes, we will have to restructure that piece as other people agree to take on that role. Yes, of course. Okay, now we're moving on. Sherry, to you again. Oh, you have your hand up.
Yeah, so let's talk about this, because I wonder if as as Bill and Gavin, as you to fix or receive your DTM. Gavin, you've already talked about how you're handing the torch off to Justin. Have you talked to him about this club and invited him to any of these meetings?
I believe I have, but just in case, I think I'm gonna go reach out to him again.
That would be great, because I know the only reason I'm here is because Ying Ming invited me. I didn't even know the club existed. To Mary's point, this club is kind of under the radar, and I think word of mouth is going to be the best way to get people here. And if we don't personally invite people, then they're never going to come. And so as you're in a great place, you and Bill especially, because you just finished your DTM or are finishing. Mary, you just finished. This is a great time for you to be bragging about this club. Oh my gosh, I would have never done it without DTM Toastmasters, and bring someone in. And if everybody brings one, we'll practically double. Well, that's math, right? We'll double our numbers. So because I don't know if Debbie's gonna re-up in
She may not.
probably not in the fall. So we need to start thinking about how we're gonna both replace the people we're gonna lose and grow. So
I do have a prospect too, Sherry, from Shop Talk, and I've already started to mentor him, and I'm going to try to encourage him to come to this club.
That'll
Because
be great.
it is very convenient that it's only once a month, and he can start to see that there are other people within the group that he could always ask questions of.
Yes,
So I do have a prospect.
that's great. And
No,
so
Gavin, did you have your hand up?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I did not.
Okay. All right,
so
then.
which district are we in? We're in 203, right? This club.
203, yep.
So I noticed when I was looking at 203, I didn't recognize any of the trails. And those are, I think they're from Las Vegas area or what? So
This
we
is
need
the district that merged with Vegas, yes.
yeah.
Yes,
So
we
need
are.
to get
33
to know
were in
them
that.
more and talk to them about this club so they can also bring some more people over. Do you have any connections there? I don't even know them.
I don't. I only know that division director, Robert Ortiz is the division director,
I know Robert, yeah. Okay, I might
but
ask the question.
yeah,
We
All right.
we do have to work on making sure those folks that we don't know that we exist.
right.
Because how can they join? Like I gave a speech today on that kind of stuff with the other club, and we talked about the fact, how do they know we exist if we're not telling anybody? So we're going to have to work on it this year to make sure that these other clubs that we weren't involved with before know that we exist.
Yeah. Gavin, are you comfortable making a flyer?
No, of what kind?
Something that we could put on Facebook?
Yes. And what would you want me to have on it?
Well, it would be just who we are, first of all, and then when we meet, and then inviting people to join us. So just a basic DTM Toastmasters. We're out here. Are you interested in are you trying to pursue your DTM? Are you interested? And then add the tagline, right? You're never alone.
Right.
Hey, do we have a Facebook page at all?
Would
don't
we
know.
have to just put it on the
Yes.
district one, Sherry? Is that all we have?
We can
Well,
create
I know the 203. There is a 203 page, and there's a Division D.
Isn't that our division now?
I think, yeah, we're Division D now.
Yeah.
And so I see Division D in my feed all the time, and I think it's the old Division A,
Oh, that's true. That's true, because I was in it. Mhm.
right? The old Division A is now
Yes.
Division D. And so I see that feed. Let me figure out, but I think there's a 202 page. So we can find it. If you can make it, Gavin, I can find it and promote it. But then I can also pull it over to the 206. We can cross promote all the time. Like
Mhm.
there's no reason we can't do that.
Right.
So because Mary, you're in 202,
I'm in
right?
203.
Well, this is
This is what I'm in my other clubs. We're all in
Okay.
203.
You're all 203.
Yes.
in Lancaster, Palmdale, yeah.
Okay. Because I'm
Um,
mostly 206, except for this one.
Now I
Sorry,
do know
Sherry.
that I do notice that Gavin, you actually is administration. You are admin for the DTM club. You
Yes.
know that, right?
Yeah.
So you might want to start working with Sherry to start posting more things out so people can see it. Because we actually in this club we have 50 members already
Hey.
in this Facebook.
Wow.
Oh, there is a Facebook page?
Yeah.
Oh, gracious.
Sherry, I wanted to ask, after I make the flyer, can I like send it to you via email and you can let me know what you think?
Yeah, let's look at it together.
Okay, I will work on that tonight.
Perfect. That would exceed my expectations for turnaround.
Uh,
Okay, you can see this. Let me share the screen real quick with you. Can you guys see it?
It's coming in.
Mhm.
There it is. Oh, DTM
Yeah.
Toastmasters. Look at the top of Andy's head.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's an old one, but if you look closely, Gavin actually is an administrator. So you can work with him, make sure we got page set up and everything goes right.
Mhm.
And then we might have something going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't even know that page existed. I need
I
to
didn't
get in
either.
it.
Okay, just search
That's
for the
awesome.
DTM club. Yeah.
There it is.
Bill?
Oh, wait, I am in it.
Bill has his hand up.
Yeah, I just want to emphasize my hearty approval to the notion of self-promotion in this respect. Days ago, I received an email from Lakita Dukes, and within her purview of clubs and members, she has a lady, and I can't think of her name, I think it's Caitlin or something, who was interested in becoming a club mentor or a club coach. I responded back to Lakita indicating that I would put them in touch with the appropriate people, and I copied that to Greg Morrow and Pete O'Brien. And Greg has added the contact to the list. So this all came about as a result of the DTM project for the club coach and club mentoring event. She didn't know me from Adam, but she reached out because I had done that event. And I think anytime we reach out, whether it be with a special event or with our clubs, these kinds of things can occur. And it's just a serendipity. You don't know who's interested until they find out about you.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mhm. That is. Any more discussion about the topic we're on right now, or shall we move on in our meeting?
Oh, I think I'm good. I appreciate the reminder that I was even already in that Facebook group. I just changed my notifications so that I would get notified. I would get push notifications for that. Gavin, thank you for being consistent and posting to that page.
That's very good. That's excellent.
It's my pleasure.
All right, I guess we are ready to move on to our general evaluator, and that is Sherry tonight.
My picture's in here a lot today, I noticed.
Yes, it is.
Looking good.
I want to say thank you to Bill Jones for starting us on time tonight. I appreciate that. And again, I will reiterate, Gavin, you are doing a fantastic job keeping the digital side of us live and out there. And I think it's going to take all of us to help perpetuate your efforts. So if you have not joined the DTM club on Facebook, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and do that, because anytime Gavin makes a post, every time you like the post, you can share it, but every click on social media shares it with everyone that you see. So if you like it, then people in your circle of social media, then they see it. And so it just adds to the visibility. So keep that in mind. I want to thank our speakers. Oh my gosh, what a big night. 2 DTM summary speeches. That's huge. And Mary, thank you for your evaluation of Gavin's speech, and Yingming, your evaluation of Bill's speech as well. I'm getting better at, we're not evaluating people, we're evaluating the speeches. Yingming consistently reminds me of that, and I am a better person because of it. I want to add on, Gavin, you had so many statistics that were fabulous. And I think if you could have put those into like a table or some type of visual representation for us, it would have been so impactful, especially when you got to the end and you were saying we finished with 116 clubs, and I think the right term would have been not qualifying clubs, active clubs. We finished with 116 active clubs. Your efforts ended up touching or improving the standing of whatever that number was, but it was about a third. That would have
44
been
clubs.
an incredible pie chart or bar graph of some type, right? And there's so much opportunity for visuals when you have that type of palliative data. So I just want to encourage you to keep that in mind when you're running numbers by people. There are a lot of people that can't process numbers. So if you're saying numbers, they just don't have it in their head to hear a number and see the picture. So if you have numbers that you want people to understand, a visual aid is really, really, really helpful. And then, because for some people it's automatic. You say it, it's like they might as well be eating watermelon. It's so easy to digest. But for others, you say a number and they don't know if they're holding a pound of something or if they're trying to carry a ton because it's that big. Like they just can't conceptualize. So being able to visualize those types of data is a big deal. And then Bill, you did such a great job of acknowledging your team specifically. And that was great. The challenge you had was because you were trying to crunch it into that 5 to 7 minute speech, you ran out of time to tell us about all the nuts and bolts of your takeaways. And so it was almost imbalanced. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you, this is what I learned. So I felt like I was kind of going, like it was, I had to like breathe through the actual takeaways at the end. And I think if you would have done an 8 to 10 minute speech like Gavin did, it would have been perfectly paced and you wouldn't have been rushed at the end. I was so grateful to be a part of your project and to see it come to life and to see it be fruitful. It was an excellent model for me of how to proceed through my project, whatever it turns out to be. The district director in 206 says she had some ideas, so I'm excited to see what's coming. And other than that, Yingming, you always have amazing table topic questions for us. So thank you for always putting the heat on in the kitchen. You do that so well. Mary, you are one of the best Toastmasters I know in a club meeting.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I learn from you every night. So with that, I do want to, what is the general evaluation? I should have had the evaluators go first.
We didn't, Ying Ming and I didn't want to say anything.
You guys need to like,
No, we just smile. We just smile.
Right, we
Watch
did
you.
smile and we knew
Smile
what
and
we were
wave.
smiling about.
Speaking of code switching and like different
Different
ways,
clubs, how clubs do it, yes.
I'm so conditioned to like the evaluator after the speakers. I'm talking and I'm trying to recall the evaluations that I heard, and it was like, I can't remember what was in the evaluations at all because I didn't hear them.
Well, that's okay, Sherry. Ying Ming and I will at least have a few minutes to say something about the people we're
I
evaluating.
can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about these speeches.
You took the wind out of our sails, girlie, so you're going to have to listen.
I'm going to turn it over to our first speech evaluator, Mary.
Thank
How
you.
did
Okay.
Gavin's speech come across for you?
Sherry, you told him everything I wanted to say, except you gave me an idea. I was so impressed by the data, and I am just like you say, I have to see it in a piece of paper in front of me. And I think one thing Gavin can do that will encourage Justin, if he hasn't thought of this, is just make the document out and show it to Justin that here it is. I have evidence that shows you what we did in writing, because telling somebody this, but seeing it is a double reinforcement. And that would make Justin feel, hey, if Gavin did this, I certainly can follow in his footsteps, because Gavin, your speech, we knew exactly where you were going to go, because both you and Bill, your titles were exactly the same. We knew what you were at. And you made sure you went step by step by step. Also, giving credit to all those people on your teams that helped you. That's really important, because that way, if they had been here tonight, it would have been really nice for them to hear that. But, one thing I would suggest, and I don't know if you've thought of this, I guess it's maybe something I think about. I sent thank you cards to people that helped me with my projects before, or a thank you text message, and they seem to appreciate that a lot. But you have so much wonderful information here, and you were so well organized in that speech. And also I can tell you that if it was evaluating how you delivered it and things like that, as far as hand gestures and looking to your audience and all of that, I know you had to look down at your data a few times, but you made sure that we heard everything step by step in that speech, what you did to get from day one to the end of it. And that was awesome. So my only suggestion is think about making a document for Justin so he can say, oh, wow, he may have told me this, but now I can look at it all the time and be encouraged. Put it up on his office wall and say, nothing is impossible. Wonderful job, Gavin. I loved your speech. Thank you so much.
Nothing is impossible, including giving an evaluation right after someone gives an evaluation. I'm so sorry.
We will turn this over to Ying Ming to follow up the
Ying Ming.
evaluation of the
No,
evaluation.
wait. I thought
Yeah.
Sherry will be the one that calling me. So shall we do evaluation for both of you? Anyway, fellow Toastmasters, and especially you, Bill, there was an interesting speech about the lessons learned. Now, one thing I would say, when quickly you start asking question, does anybody volunteer? I was like, should I raise my hand or not? But then you say, oh yeah, that's when I say yes, I didn't know what I was getting into. So I remember what John Maxwell talked about. They said, the answer is yes. What is your question? That's how you get into trouble. So interesting enough, you did tell us about lessons learned is talk about how to build a team. Then you talk about what? Three things, 3 points? Delegate, delegate, delegate. Then that's how to put the things together in order to have a clear, and once you delegate, then you set up the action, then you execute. So that's what you talk about. Now, you did go through the history from the beginning to the end, how this put together. There are 4 events, one of them canceled because not enough people. And you did tell us the lessons learned. You figured out, talk to someone, I think Jim Kearney or somebody said, hey, go reach out to other districts. Then you got more people coming in, was able to do that. Now, regarding to the speech delivery point of view, is I do know that Bill, as a scientist or whatever I know you're like engineer, scientist type of things, you really do not have a lot of gesture when you give speeches. You have all the knowledge, but you are going through that. I kind of see some the eye contact and voice. This is an exciting project. Give us a little joke or voice up and down, get excited. Because you were so calm. It's like a professor giving a speech, but we didn't feel that, excitement going on, because it's supposed to be excited. You finish your project, you need to talk about it in the excitement. Now I see that smile because you didn't have that last time when you give a speech. So those are the things important. I think once you talk about it and give a story there, here, there, and the lessons learned toward the end, you want to repeat what you said about lessons learned. Talk about how you first build a team together. Secondly, how when something happens, you have to adapt and change. So you have to go find other districts. And you also have people to help you. Once do that with a summary, then that's a great speech. Then the only thing I say is the speech was good. You got everything, give us lessons. Just show some excitement.
Well, thank you, Ying Ming. I am excited inside. I should display it on the outside, I think.
I know you're probably excited inside, but we just couldn't quite tell. I pin you to the whole screen on me, but it's like, Bill, move something, do something. Sherry, back to you.
It's back to me as Toastmaster, but it is to Sherry
Oh.
to give us a timers report.
Thank you. Well, the short answer is everyone qualified. Mostly. Bill was 7 minutes and 37 seconds. So he was just barely too long. But given the fact that he was telling us all about his DTM project, and doesn't DTM stand for Don't Time Me? That's what I heard. Somebody
Yes.
told me. So, yeah,
I heard that 15 years ago.
somebody told me DTM stands for Don't Time Me. So doesn't count. But the table topics were all between 1 and 2 minutes, and our evaluations were all between 2 and 3 minutes or within 15 seconds over. So everyone qualified.
Very good, Sherry. Thank you so much. Now we're ready to move on to our VPE minutes. Excuse me for a second. I'm going to go off the video because I dropped my pen. We have to assign roles or people to volunteer for roles for our next meeting, which is August the 14th. Seems like a long time away for us not to see each other, but August the 14th. Do we have anybody who's going to volunteer to be the Toastmaster?
Let me just make sure I'm not gone. I think that's the weekend before we start school.
It probably is the weekend you start school.
Wait, the 14th?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because this is the Friday club. I'll be here.
I will not. I will be in the conference in Reno, so I will not be able to make it.
Well,
Okay.
you
Sorry
better
about
send 3 people in your stead.
Who can help
What?
us that night?
Well, see,
Bill,
that's
will
the
you be
issue. Is I
Bill, will you
say
be
yes,
Toastmaster?
Bill. We
Yes,
couldn't
I
hear
can
you.
be Toastmaster.
Bill will be Toastmaster. How about table topics? Gavin, thank you.
I'll give a
Me-
speech.
You'll give a speech, and that's Sherry, and I will give a speech. Okay, how about a timer?
I'm giving a speech, so somebody else, not
You
me.
have to time.
Bill's
Bill?
raising his hand to be timer.
Bill will be timer. Okay. I'm just looking to make sure I don't miss roles because there's other things that we're doing in other clubs.
Do we have other members of active?
Do we have what?
Other members active?
Well, we do. Sherry,
That's
Vivian,
me.
and Sherry will say that she's going to come, and then I don't know what happens. She doesn't come.
That's
Sherry?
me.
Not
I'm
Sherry.
Sherry.
Excuse me, Suzanne.
Okay.
Sherry. I'm
I was I keep looking at the
I'm having
Sherry.
a senior moment. You guys are making me laugh too much. Okay, so Suzanne, Vivian, the members are like Suzanne until the end of September. Suzanne, Vivian, Debbie, of course, Jim has been absent for a long time from us, and those of us who are on screen. So
So we need to recruit some.
we
Yeah.
do. We have both evaluator positions available, and we need evaluators for Sherry's speech and my speech. I could suggest, if this will be easier for us, because we're gonna have such a small attendance probably, what do you think about just having a round table
That
I'm up
usually
for that.
where we each have a chance to say something about that person's speech?
We could do roundtable, or we could evaluate each speaker. The speakers evaluate each other. I've seen
Well,
that too.
that would be fine. Shall we do it that way?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sherry's speaker one and I'm her evaluator, and she is my evaluator. Okay, we need a general evaluator. Now okay,
What are you doing, Gavin? Your timer and general and Toastmaster?
these table topics,
Table
Bill's
topics.
Toastmaster and timer.
I
Gavin, could
can
you be
be-
general evaluator?
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
then if
Gab,
somebody else shows up, we'll delegate some of those, one
Right.
of those.
So I will try to see, but that whole weekend. Okay, like Bill says, I said too many yeses. I'm in 5 different organizations. Also, Toastmaster, I mean 11 clubs. So sometimes my schedule get a little bit confused.
I can't even imagine all the things that
Oh,
you
just remember, I
try
don't
to keep track of.
yeah, I don't have a job now, so I do have a Google Calendar tracking those. I don't have a job.
even that's a lot. Okay, let's just go through this one more time. Bill, you've agreed to be table topics master and timer.
No, Toastmaster.
Or excuse me, Toastmaster and timer. Gavin has agreed to table topics and general evaluator. Sherry and I are both speakers. I am Sherry's evaluator. She is my evaluator. And that seems like we've got everything filled up.
Mary,
Yes, Gavin.
sorry, I do want to ask, do you have any ideas? Does anyone have any ideas for the theme?
Back to school. Oh, wait, no, not for this club.
No,
Sorry. You tell where my head is.
even though it's back to school, what about something along education?
Or perhaps fulfilling goals.
Well, that's club success plan time. We need to sign off on our club success plan at that meeting, so put that in the agenda, Gavin.
Well, maybe that should be the theme, success or goals or whatever we want to put as our theme for the
Make
meeting.
it club success.
Okay,
That's
Mary,
good.
are you okay to put that? Or If you don't know how to put the theme on, I can put it.
Yes, please do that, Gavin. You and Sherry remember how bad I was getting
So
this
the theme will be
there.
club success.
Club success will be our theme. Okay. So we have all our roles filled, and now we should turn this back over to our illustrious president, and we are so glad to have her, Sherry Morrow.
Thank you. So speaking of which, there's no access to Club Central right now or District Central. We can't get to any of the club tools. We expect Club Central to be back up by the end of the month, hopefully. Just know that I will be sending out communications as soon as I can see dashboards, because one of the things that we as club officers need to do is make sure that we are current on officer training. Did anyone not make it to D33's early bird training? Okay.
I
have a
think I
question.
didn't make it. I was doing something else, another group thing.
Okay.
But
Gavin,
I
did you
I
go?
would, yes.
Just a question, Sherry. You
Yes.
know, when we're officers in so many other clubs, how does that count? I went to the early bird, but I mean, who gets the credit?
So
So
here's
everybody gets a credit. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody gets credit.
Everybody gets the credit. Okay.
and that's one
Yeah.
question that I was trying to get clarified, because I do know in 206, if we went to 33's early bird, you're getting credit for all positions that you're in, because early bird was so in May and not in June. There's like a magic date for June 1st for training requirements. Because
Oh.
Angelina did the training so early, the D33 early bird training, one training is going to work for all your positions in all your clubs.
Okay, so that'll show up in the dashboards for those clubs.
Right.
No, you need to
No?
tell them. You need to
Well,
tell them. When you go
Angelina
to
was supposed to share the training roster with everybody, with
Oh,
all of the split things. So if it doesn't make it to the new clubs, to the new districts, trios, then let me know. Well, once we can see the roster, I'll be able to find out. I'm going to start tracking. And then if we see that our early bird training is not in this district, which this is the one I'm worried about. I know 206 got the roster from Angelina. I don't know if this one did. And we know Angelina has her roster in 202. So if the roster doesn't make it to this district, then I will do the appropriate follow-up to make sure that we get our credit. But if you didn't, so Yingming, you still need to go to training?
I will be going to one of the trainings. The
Okay.
idea is, Mary, since you are only in one district, so it's much easier. I'm in 4 districts. So what I have to do
yeah,
is,
just one.
whenever I go to the training, I have to tell whoever the program, was it program quality director doing the
Program
training?
quality.
Yeah, I have to tell them to send the information to different districts on my position in the club. So they will pass along and they will say, check mark, check mark, check mark. This is what we did before even split. I was in District 1 and District 33. I had to tell them. So otherwise they won't even know. I tell District 33, I said, you need to send it to District 1. Tell them that I'm in this club, I'm in this position. I'm in 2 different clubs over there. So once do that, they will check mark on that.
Okay.
So this time was a little different, dividing up. So we'll see how that goes.
I did drop some club officer training options in the chat. If you are only in this district, Mary, then definitely use the 203 training option. They're shorter. 206 is jumping ahead to the fall. So 206 is using what will be required for all clubs for round 2, which is longer and it's more inclusive, but it's going to be better in the long run. So 206 is jumping ahead. for requirement purposes. But if you, depending on, because the other thing 206 is requiring is that you have to have the breakout session for each unique officer role that you are holding. So I don't think, it doesn't sound like 203 is doing that for round one, but I know 206 is doing that for round one.
Now, when I read it, looks like they got two different sessions. One is for together in the beginning.
Yeah.
In July tomorrow,
It's this weekend. It's the
this week,
14th and the 18th.
yeah, that one is not a breakout room. That one is
No.
kind of together. So does it count if you go there, counts for everything?
I can't, I think you
No,
have to do
because
both,
the way,
one of
yeah,
each.
yeah, because
you
the
have
way
to do one of each.
the way they show it, I haven't had a chance to read it. I saw that popped up, so it looks a little confusing.
So first you get like an overview of all of them, and then you go to breakout by officer role.
So I have a
Bill.
question. As it stands now, if we did the early bird training with Angelina, I think that was in May.
Then you're done.
Yep.
And who will take on the responsibility for informing 203 that we did that? Because I did it at the time for 206.
So for now, we're just gonna wait because there's nothing, we'll wait until the dashboard comes up. If we don't have the credit that we should, then I will follow up and make sure that we get it.
So these are all of the communications that Robert Ortiz has been sending. Am I correct?
Right.
All right. I haven't had time to study those. I see them and I read them quickly, but I've been doing everything quickly lately. So
Yeah, but if you went to early bird for officer training in May with Angelina, you do not need to do any more officer training.
that's the best answer. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. There's plenty of other things on my mind.
So and that's probably the most time sensitive right now is the officer training. And then the next thing to come to get done will be the club success plan.
Yeah.
Which that was the other thing. Once we have access to Club Central, then we can start working on that independently. Hopefully we can have access to that and have pre-populated our individual sections so that when we come together in August, we can just review it and be done with it.
Should we be looking at the club success plan for this club and putting in our input for the roles?
That's the plan, but right now the dashboard, we can't get to it, I don't think. Oh, wait, can we?
I haven't been there.
Are you in there right now?
Oh, I haven't been there. I have not been there.
I've just realized that that's probably not going to be locked up like the dashboard is. Hold on, I have a spinning wheel right now. Oh, we can probably stop recording.